Good morning, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into gRPC, a technology that's revolutionizing how services communicate in distributed systems. Before we explore gRPC, let's establish the foundation: remote procedure calls, or RPC. At its core, RPC is about making a network request look like a local function call. It allows a program to execute a procedure in a different address space, often on a remote server, without the programmer explicitly coding the network interactions. Think of it as seamless client-server communication, where the complexities of network details, data serialization, and transport are abstracted away. gRPC is a modern, high-performance, open-source RPC framework that has gained significant traction, especially in microservices architectures. For years, RESTful APIs have been the de facto standard for web services, offering simplicity and broad compatibility. However, with the proliferation of microservices and the demand for ultra-scalable systems, their limitations became apparent. RESTful APIs, while flexible, often involve considerable data transfer overhead, relying on text-based formats like JSON. For internal service-to-service communication, this can lead to inefficiencies. Modern microservices demand greater efficiency, stronger type safety, and lower latency. We needed an evolution in API architecture that could handle high-throughput, low-latency scenarios, especially in polyglot environments where services are written in different languages. This is where gRPC steps in, addressing these critical needs. So, what exactly is gRPC? It's an open-source, high-performance remote procedure call (RPC) framework that was initially developed by Google. Its design philosophy centers around efficiency and simplicity. gRPC differentiates itself by being built on two powerful technologies: HTTP2 for its transport layer and protocol buffers for its interface definition language and message serialization. HTTP2 provides features like multiplexing, header compression, and server push, making communication incredibly efficient. Protocol buffers, on the other hand, offer a language-agnostic, binary serialization format that's significantly smaller and faster than text-based alternatives like JSON or XML, ensuring strong schema enforcement across services. Protocol buffers, often referred to as Protobuf, are fundamental to gRPC. They serve as gRPC's interface definition language, or IDL, and its serialization mechanism. Instead of defining service contracts and messages in JSON or XML schema, you define them in simple .proto files. These files specify the structure of the data and the methods a service offers. Once defined, a special proto-compiler generates code in your chosen language, be it Java, Python, Go, C++, or many others, for both the client and server. This approach ensures language-agnostic data serialization, provides an incredibly efficient binary format for data transfer, and enforces a strong schema, preventing common data mismatch errors and ensuring consistency across all communicating services. gRPC offers 4 distinct communication patterns, moving beyond the simple request-response model to support highly flexible and powerful interactions. First, we have unary RPC, which is the most common and functions like a traditional HTTP request, a single client request, and a single server response. Then there's server streaming, where the client sends a single request, but the server responds with a stream of messages. Think of a stock ticker sending continuous updates. Next is client streaming, where the client sends a sequence of messages, and after all messages are sent, the server responds with a single message, perhaps an aggregation or confirmation. Finally, bidirectional streaming allows both the client and server to send a sequence of messages independently and concurrently, like a real-time chat application. These patterns provide immense flexibility for diverse application needs. Let's pull back the curtain and see how gRPC truly works its magic. The efficiency and performance of gRPC are largely attributed to its underlying technologies. Firstly, it's built on HTTP2. Unlike HTTP 1.1's request-response model, HTTP2 supports full bidirectional streaming and multiplexing over a single TCP connection. This means multiple requests and responses can be in flight concurrently, eliminating head-of-line blocking and reducing latency. HTTP2 also employs HPAC for header compression, drastically reducing overhead.
Secondly, protocol buffers handle the serialization and deserialization of messages. When a client makes a gRPC call, the data is marshaled into a compact binary format by Protobuf, then sent over the HTTP2 stream. The server unmarshals this binary data back into native objects, processes the request, and the response follows the same efficient path back to the client.
The architectural choices of gRPC translate into significant advantages for developers and architects. Its foundation on HTTP.2 and protocol buffers directly leads to high performance and incredibly efficient network usage, crucial for high-traffic microservices. The use of protocol buffers also provides strong type safety, ensuring that the data contract between services is always clear and enforced at compile time, reducing runtime errors. gRPC is language agnostic, meaning you can have services written in different languages communicating seamlessly, fostering polyglot development. Finally, the built-in support for bidirectional streaming opens up possibilities for real-time, event-driven architectures that are difficult to achieve with traditional RESTful APIs. These benefits make gRPC an excellent choice for building robust, scalable, and modern distributed systems. Given its powerful features, gRPC has found its home in a variety of demanding applications and is rapidly gaining industry adoption. It's ideally suited for microservices communication, providing a fast and efficient backbone for internal service mesh interactions. For IoT and edge devices, its low bandwidth and high efficiency characteristics are invaluable. Mobile backend communication also benefits immensely, reducing battery consumption and speeding up data transfer for mobile applications. Furthermore, for any scenario requiring real-time data streaming, such as live dashboards or gaming, gRPC's streaming capabilities are a perfect fit. Major companies like Netflix, Square, and of course Google are leveraging gRPC to power their high-scale distributed systems, demonstrating its robustness and capabilities in production environments. While gRPC offers compelling advantages, it's essential to understand when it's the most appropriate choice and when other technologies might be a better fit. You should definitely use gRPC for high-performance microservices, especially for internal APIs, where efficiency and type safety are paramount. It's excellent for polyglot environments due to its language agnosticism. However, avoid gRPC for browser-based APIs direct, because web browsers don't natively support HTTP2 with the necessary features for direct gRPC calls without a proxy like gRPC Web. For public APIs requiring simple tooling, where ease of use and broad accessibility are more critical than raw performance, consider REST for simpler cases, widespread browser support. The key is to choose the right tool for the specific requirements of your project. In conclusion, gRPC stands as a powerful RPC framework, redefining how services communicate in the era of distributed computing. Its combination of HTTP2 and protocol buffers delivers unparalleled performance, efficiency, and strong type safety, making it a cornerstone for modern, scalable architectures. As systems grow more complex and demands for real-time interaction increase, gRPC's continued evolution and adoption across various industries will only solidify its position. Understanding and leveraging gRPC is becoming increasingly essential for anyone involved in ultra-scalable system design. It represents a significant leap forward in building resilient, high-performance, and interconnected services, poised to shape the future of distributed systems.